In this video, I'm going to be showing you the simplest way that you can start conversations on LinkedIn. I'm going to be showing you how to build out your actual lead list, how to send a connection request, and what message to actually send. Finally, the most important part, how do you actually track it? And I'm going to be walking through these exact Google Sheets that I use to track my outreach. So, why is LinkedIn a numbers game? Well, at the end of the day, it is all about compounding the effect of sending connection requests. So here's an example. If you send 200 connection requests every week to people who match your exact ideal client profile, and we're being generous here, even if only 25 accept, that gives you 50 new ideal clients added to a network every single week. And if you look at the compounding effect of that, over a year, that's 2,600 ideal clients who are now in your LinkedIn network. And this means that when you post content, they'll see it. When you go to message them, follow them up, they're all in your network. So you have that ability. This is why LinkedIn outreach is a numbers game and you've got to stay consistent. So who are we targeting? Our ICP is coach or an agency doing 20 to 80K per month. And they're typically selling 3 to 8K offers. Now, it has to be someone who's proven that they can close. So they probably got to have an established business. And what we look for is their pipeline is still very much founder-led. The LinkedIn inbox is flooding with ideal potential clients, but they just can't get back to them. And they've tried sellers in the past, but performance dies without your constant supervision. And they want a delegated calls booking system that they don't have to control, which is the key. They don't want to be in the DMs because they want to spend time growing the business, scaling, delivery, all these different things. So how do I find these people? On LinkedIn. So I'm going to go here. And rather than boringly going through all this filled out, I've prepared one earlier where we can just click view. I'll walk you through what we actually did. So basically what I have done is I've created a list of our ideal client. So this is company headcount is 1 to 10 or 11 to 50. Like I mentioned earlier, they've got to prove that they can actually close. So I'm looking for people who are established. The best way to find an established business is how many employees that they have. Then what I'm looking at is have they posted on LinkedIn? Now, this is the key bit. With the way that I'm reaching out in this video, they've got to have posted because you're going off an intent signal to initiate the conversation. So make sure that button is on. Years in current position, this is another thing. I want to make sure that they're actually a seasoned business owner. The worst thing is when you have a client who doesn't know how to close, doesn't know how to scale, and you're giving them all these qualified book meetings, and they can't do anything with them because they don't have enough capacity, they can't deliver, whatever, they can't keep the results. So I'm looking for people who've been in this position for a number of years that justifies they know what they're doing. And then I'm looking at geography, which is the United States, United Kingdom, Canada, all these different places in Europe. So basically anywhere which is like high economic country, I want people who can actually afford the solution, we can help them properly. And finally, industry. Now this is obviously for myself, this is our ICP, but business consulting and services, marketing services, professional training and coaching. Now the key thing is I've done loads of filtering here, but in most cases, Sales Nav is getting a little bit old now, I will admit. So you have to have an additional filter on top. So what I do is a Boolean search. So what is my favorite thing to do, literally just go to ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, whatever you use. And I have a tool called Whisperflow where I can just talk to ChatGPT. You can just use this, but I'm basically going to say this. I'm going to say, can you create a Boolean search for LinkedIn Sales Navigator of people who are business owners, co-founders, founders, all these different positions who are key decision makers. And I want to make sure that we include all these people in the Boolean search, but make sure that it's or, that you're using all these people, all these people, all these people. Never use and. That is key. Cool. The reason I don't want to use and is sometimes Sales Nav gets confused. If you're like co-founder and this person, it suddenly thinks that that one lead has to be a co-founder as well as a CEO, as well as a founder as well, and have all that in their listings. Instead, you should get it to put or, which means they can be a co-founder or a founder. That's key. Oh, I didn't actually send that. Cool. See what it says. Cool. Copy paste. Yeah, there you go. So it creates like this cool thing here, and literally all you need to do, obviously have a read through and be like, oh, like for us, I might not target a principal or a managing member. This is just to give you an example. It's quite long. I'm just going to stop it now. Cool. So I'm literally just going to copy this, and then like I've done here, just paste it up here. So obviously we've Also included things like sales coach, sales consultant, basically just vent to ChatGPT on every single person that you know you can help and create a Boolean search around it. Cool. So what this has done is it has created 76,000 people on LinkedIn who fit this avatar, posting on LinkedIn and fit all this criteria. Now, I've run through this in a previous video. If you want to refine this a little bit, then just do connections of your best client. And this will refine it. So like one of our clients is Aaron Reeves. So I'm going to put him in. There you go. And then what that's going to do, it's going to show me all the people who fit that criteria who are also collected to one of our best clients, Aaron Reeves, which is awesome. But for the purpose of this video, we will be focusing on just outreaching to people cold. And so what I'm going to do is, let's take this guy, for example. The reason I'm showing you this guy is because the outreach worked really well. And just to give you a bit of context as well, I did write it a bit further down. At the moment, for myself, this is for me, from my profile, you want to be sending blank connection requests at the beginning. Don't send one with a note. We found that that had the highest acceptance rate. At the moment, we're at 46% acceptance rate. So if you look back at this data that I talked through at the beginning, that was on the assumption that it was a 25 acceptance rate. And that was 2,600 ideal clients in your network. We have a 46% acceptance rate. So nearly double that will be in my network by the end of this year because I've stayed consistent. That's why it's so important. This is the data on LinkedIn. You can send 200 blank connection requests a week, or you can send 150 connection requests with a note each week. Now we have other ways of doing things, which is with a note, but for this video, we're going to be doing blank. So all I do is I go here and I click select all, save to list. I then save these people into a list. And the best way is, here is the list here, I preferred it earlier, is you literally, so here's all the people. I go here, I click connect, send invitation. That's it. It takes me 20 minutes to do 20 people, which is your limit for the day. If you are like, I've met a few people who are like this, if you prefer just to get all the work done in once, on a Sunday evening, whatever, you just send 200 connection requests on that day, so you max out for the week. And then during the week, all these people are really accepting it, so you can just start conversations with them. That is another way that you can do it. So yeah, that is how you send a blank connection request. And so what we're going to do now is this guy, Chaz, he accepted. Now there is like a previous history here, but all I did to initiate this conversation is I said, I just saw your post about Mason Drake. He did a post about Mason Drake. I cannot tell you how important it is to be a builder of people, because if you build the people, they build the business. I've been in environments with incredible leaders and ones who weren't. I choose a good culture every time. It's what makes the business win. So here I've gone off an intent. He's posted. So I have used that as ammunition for initiating the conversation. And if you look here, it's very subtle, but I've given my opinion. I've given him something to latch onto, a bit of value, where it's like, hey, I've been in an environment where I haven't had the greatest leaders and I choose a good culture every single time. And so there's a thing called reciprocity, which is where if you give someone something, so you give them value, they give it back. That's what you want. So in this instance, Chaz replied. He said, great to connect, is this message AI? Like this, just curious. And I was like, it's not, no, I always find I get much higher return if I do it manually, quality over quantity. Are you posting twice a day at the moment? I was thinking of doing it myself. I don't know if it would be any more effective. Got it in good. There's no need to use automations when you connect, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, the point is this video is about initiating the conversation. All I did was I looked at this post, I gave his opinion. And if you really want a template for this, I have written it out. You can literally say, I just saw your post about post topic. So like I did there, I just saw your post about Mason Drake. Honestly, and then I gave my opinion. I don't know if I used honestly in this one. Maybe I did. No, I didn't. But you could say, honestly, I cannot tell you how important it is to be the builder of people, which is what the post was about. It's about making sure you have a good culture. And then either you ask a question about, in some cases, especially now with AI and all these things, whenever someone sees a question, they're like, fuck, this guy's trying to sell me. Try and avoid it if you can, but also you can ask questions. Like I could have asked him a question and be like, what was the best culture you experienced? See how it doesn't sound like selling. I have not given him any hint that I'm trying to sell to him. That's the point. You don't want to. You want to give them no hint that you're trying to sell to them so that you can progress the conversation and get to a point where you're like, you know what? I think I might be able to help you, Chaz. Mind if I ask a couple of questions just to see if I can need help? Then if it makes sense, we can book in a call. How does that sound? And that's it. That's all you're doing. Okay, so this guy on my feed, top one. So 7 lessons I've learned from running multiple businesses at once. So I'm going to go open up his profile. It's just an example. I mean, we are connected already. Oh, no, we're not. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to go here. I'm just going to add a note. Now, like I said, you can either send this blank, I don't want to wait for him to accept for this video, so I'm just going to do it in the connection request. But I'm just going to say something like, I've just seen your post about the 7 lessons. What was it? The 7 lessons you've learned from running multiple businesses. Have learned from running multiple businesses. I am much earlier in my journey, lol, but have just made my first hire and taken the leap of faith to get delegating. I also had the impression I had to do everything myself. Thought I would connect. Very good post. Gone over the limit. So I'm just going to put thought I would connect. That's it. And leaving the spelling mistakes as well, proves they're not AI. That is like simply how to go off a post. That's how easy it is. What did that? That took me a minute. Imagine in 20 minutes you can send 20 connection requests, and you're doing that every single day. Like I said, it compounds. And the data on this, we have the data. Like I said, the connection request acceptance rate. So up here, I was saying blank was 46%, right? With saying that in the connection request, I've just seen your post, blah, blah, blah. That has a 45% acceptance rate, and every single person that we have sent that to replied to it. So that's how to do it. That's how to send it. How do you actually track it? Because the worst thing is when you're sending all these connection requests, but you have no visibility on what's going on. So how do we track it? Well, good old Google Sheets works very well. And what we do is essentially we have a few rows at the top. Is we have a LinkedIn profile, connection request. Did they accept it? Did they reply? And then these are the stages that we're moving them through: opening, qualifying, meet and propose, these different things. You only need to focus on the beginning bit. So for example, I sent this guy a connection request and I put in the connection request, hey, I just saw that you're connected with this person. What I have done is I've labeled it as that. I've like, he is mutual connection script 2. I won't go into all the details of what all these different scripts are. We have an outbound SOP. We're just testing the different things. But for the guy that we just sent one to, I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to put it in here. And I'm going to say, I just saw your post. That's what I said. Oh, I just saw your post. That one. That's what I sent him. That's it. And now tomorrow I'll check, did he accept it? And if you want a really quick way to see if he accepted it, go to LinkedIn, go to my network, go to show all, and then click send. And then it will show you all the connection requests that you've been sending. And then here, it will show you the people who've accepted it. So once they accept it, they will appear here, which is perfect. So here's all the people who've connected with me recently. So this is a really good way for you to track it, look at it, and see. This is ideal. That's everything that I wanted to run through. I just wanted to like short, sharp, concise, exactly how to do this. Yeah, go out, crush it, use this. If you've got any questions, put it in the comments below. I'm very happy to answer any. And this is honestly how to scale your business. Use LinkedIn if you're B2B or even B2C. It's the best platform that I know.